that you guys call a mitre. Sometimes he wears the Jewish yarmulke, or yarmulke, however the hell you pronounce that, spelled Y-A-R-M like money, U-L-K-E. Sometimes he wears that thing because he's right in line with that. And I still say that these people that claim to be Jews and are not in a lion, a lot of these people that have stolen other people's identity and they're doing all this damage, I say you look at the Jesuits. They're probably some kind of Jesuit militia at the top of all that stuff. Anyway, goes on to say that fish or Owanes means John, which means Jack, which means Jack Gay. Now, there's also a term called jackanapes, spelled J-A-C-K-A-N-A-P-E-S. Jackanapes or Jack-an-apes. It means Jack of Naples, which means monkey or ape. The term Jack in the Box means sharp or cheat. You know how you cheat at cards or you cheat somebody out of their property, like a lot of these people are doing through these banks and foreclosing on people, cheating them out of their stuff, which they took and set it all up in fraud anyway. You're going to take my house, tell everybody you bought me from Africa, then dole out that which is mine, which goes back into that whole so-called biblical thing where they talk about taking Jesus' garment and doling it out, or not Jesus, the garment of Christ, because, you know, we're not Jesus, we're Christ, but taking the garment of Christ and people pulling at it. It's doling out that which belonged to him, which is what they've done to melanin-rich empires all over the planet. Actually, these crazy people ran up out of Rome and whatever, went all around the world doing that to everybody. And they started with people that look like them. They started on Europeans first, and then they expanded out to the melanin-rich empires. You know, you guys don't get this bass-ackward here. But, you know, I know I'm kind of going around the way here, but people need to comprehend what we're dealing with. Now, if Jack is John, you're talking about a John Hancock, a Jack Hancock. Well, John means Jack, and Han, H-A-N, means Jack, because remember the letters H, I, J, and Y are technically the same letter, just like the letters L and R are technically the same letter. So if J-A-N means John and Jack, that means that H-A-N means John and Jack. Well, John means Jack, Hancock, Han means Jack, cock means Jack, because remember all of that means penis. Cock means penis, Han means penis, John means penis, Jack means penis, and again, like I said in the past, we're all being dicked. Excuse my language, absolve me if any young minds are out there, any young ears are listening, but, you know, you parents that have them listening, you guys know you're supposed to pay attention to what your children are doing and listening to, and then explain it for them so they get it. And another thing, while I'm talking about children, and I'm about to digress again real quickly here. Let me keep my eyes on this time. Those of you that have young children, you are going to have to pay particular attention to these cartoons that come on at regular network hours when they know everybody's children are wide awake. They have one called American Dad. That is an absolute no-no for anybody's child to watch, especially without the parents present. There's another one called, I can't think of the name of this damn cartoon, unless this is American Dad. There's one about a father, and there's a gray alien in this movie that is male. And this father in this cartoon has rear-end sex with this male alien extraterrestrial on this damn cartoon. Then there's another one, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but it's about this, and I wish somebody to know the name would text me. Let me look at my text and see if somebody texted me. Hold up. No, he didn't text me that. Okay, you're going to tell me about that later, brother. But anyway, there's one about this family, and they have a little baby called Stewie, who is supposed to be homosexual at such a young age, which is an amazement to me. And he's misogynistic. He's always trying to kill his mother. He hates his mother. But his mother there's a talking dog in this cartoon named Brian. And in this cartoon, the mother has sex periodically with this dog named Brian. The father is gone somewhere else doing something else. The mother and the dog are in the bed, and all you can hear is her orgasming, go, oh, Brian. And I'm like, are these people for real? This is going on national TV at 6, 7, and 8 o'clock at night, hours when children are up. It seems to me that that's something that should be on Adult Swim or some shit way after hours like that other one. I forget the other one with this little kid named Kenny that they always kill. You know, I need to write this stuff down so I can remember what the blazes it is I'm talking about. Okay, good. Somebody did. Thank you, brother in Georgia. American Dad and Family Guy. Those two cartoons come on at prime time. Now, the average parent goes, okay, it's cartoon, it's okay. It's animated, it's okay. It must be kind of like Bart, which was some little flippant, disrespectful child. But they've taken Bart Simpson to a whole new level with these cartoons. And technically what they're doing is, one, they're exposing what their culture is about to people that don't know, but they're also inculcating a behavior into the minds of your children when you're not watching because you think, oh, it's a cartoon. Here, you watch American Dad while I do the dishes, baby. Here, you watch Family Guy while I cook dinner, you know. So you're in the kitchen cooking dinner and doing dishes, and your children's minds are being flooded with poison, and you don't understand where they're getting certain behaviors from. Way too many of these cartoons are starting to spend entirely too much time, in my opinion, showing the backsides and rear ends of these cartoon characters. There was one movie that came out that you had to go pay to watch at the theater. I forget what it was called. You know, they have one where they have all these dancing zoo animals. They have another one they call, I think, Happy Feet, with these dancing penguins, and they're always showing you the ass of something. Somebody better ask somebody what's going on with that. And if you didn't know, I'm going to tell you in a minute. Now, a comrade of mine that was incarcerated and did a lot of time in the pen. Well, not a lot of time. He did some time in the pen. He let me know, you know, Yaffa, when you're incarcerated, they don't allow you to have any nudity of women. You can't have frontal nudity of women. You can't have anything with her breasts exposed. You can't have anything with her legs open, whether she's got on G-strings or not. You are only allowed to have in your cell, up on the wall, if it's going to be something about a woman in the nude, her asshole out there. So you can have her whole behind naked on all the walls that you can. Now, what is that going to lead to when the women aren't there, but there are a bunch of asses in these prisons? I'm telling you, these people are on some whole other shit. And I'm going to have to explain why after I finish with this John Jack thing. But I just wanted to say, for parents that don't know or didn't know, now you know. If your children are going to watch this mess, you need to sit there and watch it. As a matter of fact, don't let them watch too much of anything without you present. So you can explain what they see or go, oh, hell no, you can't watch this. I'm sorry. If necessary, you might have to resort to the old days way back in the day, which is going to mess up the corporation selling TVs. I would say get rid of all TVs in the house except the one in the living room or maybe the one in the parents' bedroom, and the one in the living room, we all going to sit here and watch this shit together. And if we don't like what we see, we can turn this crap off. Because when children have televisions in their room and they have their own laptops, you have no idea what they're doing or what they're watching. And you just think, oh, it's 8 o'clock, everything on is clean. No, everything on is not clean because the people ruling the world right now, misruling and disseminating the information, they're not clean. So before I get into the thing with why they focus so much on the behind hole, I'm going to give you the rest of this with the Jack thing. The word John and Jack also mean Henry, okay? Henry means John or Johannes, which is spelled Johannes, which is also spelled Joannes, which is one and the same as Ioannes, which is the same as Yohanan, Yohanan, which is Y-H-O-H-A-N-N. H-A-N-A-N, which literally means Jehovah was favored. Well, I already exposed to my watchers and listeners that Jehovah is a nawasum and perverted thing, a mischievous, nawasum, perverted thing. Y'all better do some research on what you're doing and what you're calling on, because everybody's on their God worship. It's an amazement to me how many people call me up still talking about bless you and, you know, quoting gods at me, and I just let them talk. I give them the information, but, you know, everybody wants to attach some deity to their shit. Well, I already told you that deity means devil. So, you're going to get it or you're not going to get it. That's why I say, don't listen to me talk unless you're going to go back and catch up. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it one more time again. You go to YouTube and you watch Yaffa, what they erroneously call Piercing the Fog first. After you watch Piercing the Fog, then you watch How to Survive the Fall of Rome on YouTube. After that, then you go back to this show, American Empire Restored, at blogtalkradio.com, Yaffa Bay, to January 27th, and you listen to every single show and get caught up, or you're going to screw up, and I'm not taking responsibility for you screwing up. And there are still entirely too many people running around here. I mean, every day I talk to somebody that's telling me about all the success that some friend of theirs is having that they told, oh, take the salt bath and do these sounds. And I just go, okay, I can't say it too many times. You are going to be spiritually responsible for those people when they take these salt baths and do these sounds and they start coming up on this massive power. Because trust me when I tell you, you are going to magnify some major power. When they start doing that and they start invoking demons thinking they're gods and devils thinking they're gods and bringing in bullshit that ain't there, and they knock you upside the head with their stuff or they knock themselves upside the head, don't look at me, because I've said it before, and I think every single spiritual show I've said it, and every spiritual show I do, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it again. Go back and catch up. Otherwise, you're going to be taking stuff out of order and out of context. The only thing you can do out of order and out of context is that get over it thing. 2 seconds on what bothers you, 2 seconds on what makes you laugh, 2 seconds on what bothers you, 2 seconds on what makes anybody and their mama can do that. You don't need to catch up on nothing. You don't need to know anything about nothing. Not a word do you need to know. Not a word. Now, it goes on to say, this literally Jehovah was favored, which is Henry and John and Jack, means from Hanan, H-A-N-A-N, he was gracious, which is the same word as Jean, J-E-A-N, or Jihan, J-E-H-A-N, which means Jin, J-E-N, or Ivan, I-E-V-A-N, or Evan, E-V-A-N, which is the same as Ivan, or Ion, I-O-A-N, which means Jones, or Johnson. All this shit means the same word. And Johnson means penis. John Thomas means penis. Ivan literally means John. And it's a personification of the Empire of Russia or a Russian man. You know, and the term Yankee or Janky literally means little John or little penis. Y'all just need to get clear on some of these things that I'm talking about. Now, let me give you the science of rear entry. All of you guys that practice this rear entry thing, and, you know, you're grown, do your thing. I can't tell nobody what to do. Do what you want to do. I'm going to say this. Keep that shit away from children. Don't be touching these babies with your shit. Excuse my language. But when it comes to the children, I have a tendency to kind of get on one. You know, now you got teenagers. Granted, you have adults that are misled by teenagers that want to be grown and think they're grown and lie about their age. Some of them even produce fake ID with fake ages on it. You know, some of these people, you think they're adult. Some of these 17, 16, 17-year-old young ladies are looking like they're 19, 20, 21, 22. So it's not always easy to tell. And some of them, how old are you? Oh, I'm 20. I'm 19. Oh, okay, well, you're legal. And a lot of men stop right there. And then they find themselves off to the road of having to register as sex offenders because they took this girl's word for it. Well, I asked her to see some ID. She showed me ID to set her age. Hey, I'm not no legal expert. I'm not supposed to know what fake ID looks like. And I understand where some of these men are coming from. But a lot of people are mentally younger than they appear. And under no circumstances should you be